back today to designing our shop for Limelight. Now, we're designing, like I said, a ship in a bottle shop. The plan is to finish building it. We still have a lot to build on it, though. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get to work on it. I just want it to be basically like this, but then I do have to design the actual interior, which is why we're still designing here today. If not, it would have been done sooner than that, but I do actually want to design the inside bit and like a cabin on here and stuff like that. I believe the whole back is like good to how it is where it's flat. Might be able to shave some of it off, but I want to use like this inner cabin here is the plan to have it to where you go on the ship from the poop deck, go on the ship, go into like say a cabin. Maybe I extend this boat part out to try to make it, you know, bigger or whatever, but you go into a little cabin, go underground some stairs, and then, or maybe just have stairs there, maybe just have maybe stairs, you go underground, and then in here is the actual shop. That's the plan. That's the idea. But for that I still have to design a decent amount, so let's continue doing that. Stairs up until the block, and then alright, and then... Okay, I can probably do that. Stairs up until the blocks. Keep that in mind. So up to right there, and then I believe it was like... Not drop. That... No, not like that. It was like... That. So then right here is the front bit, and then this goes up, and like that, I believe. Just double check, make sure it's accurate. I want to basically just copy this boat one-to-one, because I want it to be like a shipwreck boat. At least that's the plan. Got it, so that is towards the front. And then is it the exact same for the other bit? Yeah, except it goes up to this flat block, and it's one further back. And then it's up to that flat block for the next one. And then it's up. Okay. Okay. Then this one is... How would this even be? Would it be like that then? I think it'd be like that then. All the way up to that flat block, which is right there, and then just up. Just like that. Yeah, that's starting to look like it, yeah. Let's have this whole side completely and just copy it onto the other side, and then we're good to design the actual on the boat and in the boat. All the normal boat stuff. Which I'm not going to do anything crazy for. I don't really want to do anything crazy for, so. Do I have that showing on here? Is it accurate? Is it? Yes, okay. And then from there I have it like this, I believe. I think. It's the exact same. Right? That's what it looks like. If we're just designing this, let's actually have it all designed though, which will probably be today. Will be good to start building it in the actual world. Let me not start building it. I'll have to start getting resources, to be honest. I won't be able to start building it for at least a little while. And then next to that one that also goes up, I have stair one early though. Okay. One early, so just copy this. That being said though, the Skyblock video, which I've been updating you guys on, should be up. Keyword should, will it? We'll see. But it should be up tomorrow. I just realized I didn't have my tick rate or nothing on anymore. It's like, why is it like flowing between days? Noon, tick, freeze. That way it doesn't change at all. There you go. But yeah, Skyblock video should be up finally on Friday. Should be up. All I have to do tonight to finish it is literally just make thumbnails, and I have like a few ideas in mind based on like what others have done for like themselves dying in hardcore. So I have a few ideas based on that. Also with like my own little headcanon of like this has worked in the past. So hopefully the video knows good. Will it? We'll see. So up with it, and then back around, and then just fill in. Okay. And then that should be good. And then I should be able to copy that on the other side. So just right here, I believe. Let's see, mate. And then be upside down. Boom. Boom. Maybe like that. Was it like that? I just know it was like... That seems right. Right? That actually does seem like how it is. That is, yeah, okay. And then we're good to just copy that on the other side, and then I can actually design these stuff for on the ship. I think I should design the stuff for on the ship then. I think I'm gonna add in some of the top bits and things like that, I think, but I'm not sure if I want to. I don't want it to be one-to-one. I want it to be very different on the actual ship itself. I just want the outer edges to be a normal shipwreck. If not, I can just use a normal shipwreck as the base of it. And yeah, I also need to figure out how to do a blueprint. I don't need to worry about that yet. I can just figure out how to get resources. I'm not really worried about that yet, because right now my main worry is just the video, which again should be up soon. And then I have to worry about the promo short, which also should be up soon, hopefully. Hopefully. Will it? I sure hope so. What did I just break? Was that right? No, that, right? Yeah, I think so. And right here, boom, boom, boom. Regardless, we should have the upload up here soon, which I'm pretty happy about finally uploading. Outskirts of the boat, though, I want to be fairly the same looking as the normal. It just changed on the inner side is what I want. That's the plan, at least. And I believe it's up just like this. I think. Maybe. I think it was just up to there. It's like that, right? Just up to the block and then up to backwards. Up to the block and then up to backwards. Then right here I have a little boom. Yes. Yeah, cool. And then this one's one further up, and then the next two are one further up than that. So one further up, just like that, and then these next two are one even further up for both of these. And then I think it's just like that, right? No, that seems wrong. That seems very wrong. Oh, it's because this one's a block inward, I see. So it's like that, I think. That looks... I think right. Cool. And then we have the outer bit of the boat made, which is just like this. And I actually have the design on the boat and how the boat's going to be. I think I'm going to keep the little back railing like I like. The little fence back railing, I think, for away from the ship where you enter. But then I want for the way you enter it to be cleared out a bit and a little walkway, which I definitely can do. I need to make this look like a little plank you would walk. Whereas for here, I can just boop, 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 boop. And then right here, I need to measure it out. So 2 on each side, 3 on each side, and then right here is the 3x3 that you go on and enter on. I can have it be more back leaning to have it be more middle of the ship. Maybe I should do that. This is like even onto the deck, so I kind of like that better. And then for this, I could use maybe I need some sort of wood kind of textures, but I can't have anything thick because then it wouldn't make sense to fit with that. I guess really I can just, for now, make sure I know to put a little thing out. Considering I don't have to keep going out, I can actually fill in all the glass so I know where I'm going to need the break in the wall, and then know what I need to make the plank, you know, how I want to make the plank. I think what I could do is could do it for sure for texture. Make it if I were to make it full blocks, I'd be able to give it more texture. Because then I could use like stairs and stuff. Which maybe I do. I could probably replace these with blocks to be like, oh, that's holding up the board, and then, you know. Maybe do that. So now let me fill in the glass so I know where I need to make the break in the glass. And we're also done with designing the outer bit of the boat. The outer shell that is the shipwreck we're done. We now just need to actually design an inside bit. And then we, you know, if we can, need to get a schematic for all this. If I know, I can figure out how to do that. I don't even know what you use for getting schematics. think it's like Lightmatica or something like that. I think. I don't know, man. I don't do this. I don't know. I just do my own thing. That's all I know. Ooh, Mel. Hello, Mel. Hello, hello. How art thou? You're placing all these, and then I can, you know, break it, and actually remember to design a plank for that later. Also, make sure to design an actual break in the glass. I want it to kind of look like a crack in the glass, and then there's like a little opening, kind of as if it like pierced through. You know, there'd be like that break. Of course, I'm not good at building, so will that be realistic? No, but for now, I'm just gonna close it all off, and then I can figure that out later on. Way later on. For now, just close it off. And I can figure that out later, how to make it like an actual break in the glass. At work, I had lunch, so I am no longer angry. That's good. That's a good thing, yeah. I have not had lunch, so I'm angry, right? That's not true. I don't know if I'd say I'm angry. I'd just say I'm kind of tired, you know? After work, no lunch, kind of tired, man. You know what I normally do, though? So, I mean, some work days, you know, when I'm doing a lot, it's like, oh, I'm tired when I get home. I want to eat something and go take a nap, you know? Eat a little quick bite and then take a nap. Ooh. And instead I'm like, I'm a strain. Which is fun for some days. For days like this where I don't really know what I'm doing, it's kind of just me sitting here and it's filler. What if days where I'm just like doing Minecraft stuff, like the usual days, I'm having fun. Days like this where I'm just sitting, I'm like, oh man, I'm just realizing how tired I am, and I'm like, oh god. I have to use my brain. I have to use my brain to think about how to build something, and I don't ever do that. Like, I don't think of any of that bit of the brain. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna get so eepy. 1, 2, 3. Place all these. There we are. And eventually, like I said, I will figure out an actual break in here. I want to actually look at you breaking through it. The filler episode, so true. So true, it really is. Just filler days. Nothing crazy happening here. Just literally building a boat. Not even a good looking boat, just a boat. Just a shipwrecked boat, and now I can actually design the inner bit for the shop. Which I don't want to do anything crazy. Again, I'm not a good builder anyway, so I'm not going to try to do anything crazy with it. Again, if I want later, I can just, hey, you're good at building, Bickle. I'm going to pay you to do this. Because apparently you can hire people to build, but I'm not really a builder, so I might, for sure. I might later on. If the shop is profitable enough, right? Like, I'm making good money from it. Then I might decide, yeah, I can warrant an upgrade on it. I got all these diamonds I don't need. You know, why not? Or I'll probably pay Bickle then in that case. Because Bickle needs diamond blocks for his actual base build. I know there's competition right now with the volley grind, but personally, I'm more of a Bickle grind enjoyer. I know. Hot take. As Bickle's neighbor, with good relations with Bickle, I don't know, I was playing CS Volley last night. It's pretty cool. But I would probably go to Bickle grind over volley grind. I know. It's also because I know the diamonds go towards his build. Like, he's not pocketing that. It's going towards his build. That's just, like, on his build. Like, physically placed down. Like, I know where that's going. Literally, I know where that's going. That's, like, gonna be next door. If I ever want, I can go replace that with an emerald, and he'll never know. No, he 100% would know. If he didn't know, I would be shocked. Because, like, when, I'm pretty sure also on top of that, like, the little Lightmatica, or whatever you use for the schematic, would be like, hey, this is orange. And you're like, what? Why is that orange? And then you go look at it and be like, why is there an emerald there? And I never play without on camera, so you would know. Even if I don't think, I hate when people do that, to be honest with you. Like, one of the last servers I played on, there was a guy named Benji. It didn't come out until, like, after, and thankfully I wasn't on, like, it was, like, team-based. So it was, like, not really team-based, it was, like, 2 different groups. Like, you were either in one area or another area. He was in the other area, so thankfully it didn't really affect me. But, like, people I was friends with, like Frit, were just getting robbed by him constantly. It's like, just ask, man. We're on an SMP. Like, most people on SMPs are usually chill. If you need something and they got it, just ask. And they'll probably give it to you. If it's something they don't need especially, they'll probably just give it to you. But it's like, well, he was just stealing stuff. I mean, like, the money-wise, he like the literal diamonds. And their side was poor. I know, because our side was insane. Their side sucked. Which is unfortunate, because I got along with a lot of them. But, like, it was like a competition-based thing. And our team absolutely creamed them. We were winning literally everything. It wasn't like, it was like you did tasks, and our tasks were always like the same, like they were the same every week, right? But everybody gets them at once. So then me and Dot would be like, let's go do all these. And then we just instantly would. And the other group was more of a bunch of like builders, more or less. Like their area looked amazing. Our area looked like trash. But we were winning. Because it was like task-based, not build-based. Just the way the server was set up. It was like, you gotta do these challenges. Some of which were building, but a lot of them weren't. Like one was like, oh, go fill a map. And we were like, we'll let them waste their time with that. We'll go get the big points. But for the most part, it was... We won. Like, we were just... Towards the end, we were still in the lead by a substantial amount. And we started, like, not caring towards the end. We started literally being like, they can do that, even though we know we can do that in, like, a night. They're gonna spend days on that. Let's let them work on that. We don't care. Let them have it. Minion wants to spend every time they're on stream building a place in snow or concrete out in the ocean to make a plain map. Go right ahead, Minion. We're not gonna stop you. We're not gonna go build our own way quicker as a team instead of just you working alone. It's kind of messed up too. I think it's too because they didn't work as a team. Like ours were kind of did. We were like, we need to do this. Who wants to do it? Like we'd delegate, but we'd also do stuff together. Whereas their side was just like, I will do this. That will take a lot of hours that we could just get done all together in like an hour if we work together. It's like, why? Like, why? Why are you doing that? I don't know. They just did. Anyways, enough yammering. That was Skybound. That's a server I only joined to kind of get to know Frick, because I was already going to join a server with Frick. And I was like, I might as well get to know these people before I join. There was like opportunities to play on other servers they were on, so. I had the opportunity to join Skybound before it even started. I got like literally, I like knew about it existing, and like the guy already reached out to me to join it, and I was like, no. And then when I was on Frozen, I was like, yeah, all right, I need to get to know these people that are on this future server. I would have done the same, to be honest with you, with like Limelight. If a bunch of people were in like other servers and like the season was like months away. For example, the Frit thing, that was like 4 months before the start of the first season of that. So there was just like a bunch of time before. I want to really quickly, that way I can design it better. Get rid of any filler blocks. That way I have more, all the space I will potentially need. And I can just fully work on clearing out space. Of course, none of that, but I can copy this over here. No, for any of these, right? Yeah, it's a full block, and then, yeah. Get rid of all the things that I can, though. That's needed. Well, for these, I can, like... Actually, no, let's keep these open. Because then I can choose what to do with them. Like, if I want, I can do, like, a stair here. And then I have it where you stair down into here from there. Actually, maybe. Genuinely, maybe. Because you can, like, walk up on the stairs and get into here. By doing that. I can have these be, like, stairs down. And then all of this can be hollow. Which gives more space. A lot more space. Like, a whole lot more space. I can honestly just do a slab, too, to fill in. Like, lots, like, right there. I actually don't think I'm going to want it near the front anyways. So I'll just do slabs here to give me more space. I can figure out what I want to do with that, actually, later. Just give me a little more space. Nothing, like, substantial or that will be really used or anything, but, you know. A little more. Because right back here, I think, is where I'm going to do the actual way into here. That's just full-on block. I can't get rid of that. Can I get rid of any of this? Can I get rid of any of that? No. Yeah, no. So none of that I can get rid of. I can get rid of that partially. That one block I can get rid of. That's, of course, a block to the outside. Can't get rid of that. I can get rid of these, though. Did that mess it up anything? No. Did not mess up anything. But I just need, like... Oh, okay. Hollow some more of this out and give me more space, and then I can choose what to do with that or how to fill it in once I actually get to work on that. There we go. So this is all the empty space that I need to choose now how to fill in. I want, ideally up here, some sort of cabin. This is how you come onto the ship. So I, of course, need to boot an entire floor, even with this level. Or, yeah, probably all even with this level. So then, let's all do... Ooh, I could do that. We'll do full blocks right here. I don't know why I cleared this out. This I will want to be full blocks. Unless I want these with like little crevices in them, which might look good. That's like the yellow above the ship part. Maybe I do that, actually. So right here, I'm gonna want where you come onto the ship, I'm going to do stairs for all this, and then fill it on with top slabs. And I can actually design the color scheme of it in a bit. Actually, maybe let's do dark on the inside here. Same over here. And then this is the nose of the ship, so I don't know what I want to do here. Maybe just leave it open for, like, shop possibilities. Maybe. Or else I can close all of this off. Maybe I have a little shop thing up here as well. I'll probably use the top as well of the ship. The nose, near the nose, I can definitely use the shop stuff. I will want some of this replaced with trapdoors, like a normal boat. Maybe also put these sterns and stuff on, so that's what I wanted. The little oak wood bits, that's why I want those on. For now, I'll just block all this off. This is going to be a floor down here. Let's go add in the little sterns where they are on this actual. I think they're called sterns. I don't know what they're called. Little sail poles. I don't know what they're called. Crow's nest? I know. The big one though is more right before the block up. Okay. Right before the block up, and that goes to all but 2 if I remember right. Off the ground. Yes. So the block up is right. Wait, what? Is this something different? Why does it look different? Oh, I was doing it based on the front, so I didn't do this bit on the outside. Okay, let's add this on real fast. That's what this is for, is this is gonna have on top of it 2 blocks behind, 1 above, and a thing. Okay. I was like, what? Why is it different? And that's why it's different. But right here, I want, actually, it means I'm gonna need to move this, but that makes it more centered correctly with everything, which is nice. And then right here is like that, I believe. Right? That looks a lot more natural than I was like, what is going on here? Yeah, it's back here. There's an extra 2 behind it, 1 up, and then yeah. Okay. Anything over here changed as well? Ooh, yeah. Over here's also changed. It's more smoothened out for that side. So on top of both? Yeah. So then... where? I think right here and then right here. I think. Maybe? One... and then... why is this side so... sharp? So 1 space, and then it goes into that, which should be the top. So... okay, I guess I did mess up some things with this, but we'll be fully done with designing the outside here soon. We're just on the upper bit. So then right there is where I needed that. Okay. Right? Yeah, okay. Which actually gives me a lot more space in here, which I actually like. They need more space back here, because this is where I'm gonna have the way down, I think, to the bottom of the ship, where all the shops are. Alright, let's pull this back as well. Boom. Boom, boom. Yeah, that looks so much more natural. Get rid of those blocks though, those aren't really filler. And then that means I just need to move it one to the side actually, and then it's even. We are, and then boop. Yeah, that looks way better, I think. Okay. And then right here is the little backing bit, which I will use for the actual cabin. The whole space that can be cleared out is already cleared out. Now I need to design on this ship, and I need to first do the beams from this one, and then around that I can design how I want to do it, per se. I want to build it. So then the last ladder, and that goes all the way up. Towards the front, towards the front. Oh, I don't want that. All up to the roof. I know it's too off from the roof. There we go. I want it to be like a normal pirate, the normal ship that already exists for the shipwreck. And then how far behind that one? 4, and then it is how many lower? 2, 3, 4. 4 back, 4 lower. Okay. 4 back, 4 lower. Or 4 space and then 4 lower. Right here? Yes. How tall is this then? It looks like 8, so just 4 then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure. Yeah. And then I need one more near the nose of the ship. Past that inner block, 1 past that, and then how many lower though? Looks like 3 lower. Yeah, 3 lower. So 5 up. Okay. It goes right here, I think. It goes right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be accurate. This seems kind of off. No, yeah, 1 past that inner, yeah. Oh yeah, that's just straight up a shipwreck. Cool. Except without the windows and the little top part. Cool. Now, on here I can do whatever for the actual base of the boat. I think I might choose to have it be more kind of feel, but I will put on top, and I do want to design a little bit more before I just say, yep, good enough. I'm gonna put on top of these just some lanterns for lighting. I will have to worry about lighting on here as well. Make sure it has a crap ton of lanterns. Probably good over there, and then on top of here. Alright, that's lit up decently. And now we need to fill in and place a little way down below, right around here. Also, I should probably do some trapdoors. Probably. I could make this more... I don't know how to design, is my big problem. So I don't know how to make this, like... feel like, yeah... I don't know. I actually might move this pillar back one. Let me see how that looks. Then I need to design something. If I want later, I can actually have someone come do something. If I want, I can hire a bickle or something. How does that look? That way it's even. I like evenness. No, that just looks off like that. Okay, move it back one. There you are. So now I need to design some sort of way to know down below, down here. Yeah. The neck of the ship, I can actually keep the same as a normal ship, so maybe let me do that. That way I don't have to think about at all about designing it. So we'll do the normal neck of the ship, like the actual neck of the ship. So refill this in like it is, which... Well, here it's all top slab. So this is just... I just heard a lot of the filler bit. But there's just one edge around here. Okay. So one edge around the sides, which is good to know. And then build up on the pillar. Okay. That's of course already different, but I think that's roughly how it is. It's different over here because it has the filler blocks that you don't need, that I already took out. So, and then my whole floor is this height, so I don't have to do anything for the floor. It's just over here you step up. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Cool. And then I can design on the back here. I need to design some sort of way in, which I could do the same. I kind of like the idea of it being similar to this, or even the same as this. Like it's like an actual shipwreck. Maybe a shipwreck, but slightly altered. I kind of like that. Actually, I kind of like the idea of just for it being a shipwreck, to be honest with you. In a glass bottle. I like the idea of that. It's like nothing crazy, but just a shipwreck in a glass bottle with some like little changes to make it like an active one. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Boom, boom. So then you have like the little fall entrances you can go in on. That looks horrible. What the what? That's because this one's just a 2. So I think I'll just do that just the 2. And then you can go down by either open a trapdoor and fall down or an actual way. And then right here is a 3. Right? Or is this a 4? I think it's a 4, right? A little middle open. 4 with the middle open. Okay. I kind of think it's better than actually designing something. Then if I can, I'll need to get a light Matica blueprint. And if I want later, I can actually like hire someone to design it. I'll actually do lighting. I'll look it up right now to actually be able to do this. And then right here, I do want to be similar to that, so maybe I do build that fully like the normal, except change it. So that's the normal floor. So then stair. I don't really need to go up here though, so I can just do. Let's just copy the top bit, except I will have the inside different because I want this to be like you go in and there's some chests and then you go down, or maybe you just go in and go down. Yeah, so let's just copy the top bit here that I didn't do, which is 3, and then I think I could maybe have that memorized, maybe. And then I just need to do the break in the glass, of course, to make that work. I believe it's like this. Oh wait, this is the outer bit, so it's gonna be oak wood. I believe it's like that. How? Oh, tick freeze. I see. I was like, how in the what? I see now. That's the tick freeze. Well, it's just gonna stay there then. That's how it is, right? Yeah, that's how it is. And then right here's the roof cut off, but I will just do like an entire room out of there, so. Cool. Where's my lantern at? I need a lantern. There we go. Cool. And then I need to design a little entrance, like right. Walk in right here, which means roof. Right there for the roof. All that off. I kind of think it would look good to have another bigger pillar right here to the back of the ship. We'll see how it looks. I'll do another bigger pillar near the back of the ship. Well, that wouldn't be normal at all. That wouldn't even make sense. Actually, no, don't do that. Don't do that at all, actually. Maybe I do have it like the normal one, actually. Except you can go up there and then there's like an ATM spot or something. A little spot to be able to conveniently get stuff. Yes, maybe I do like this, except it's like open up here. Which is like probably at 1-to-1, I'm gonna want to put the windows back in, except with actual glass. Which I definitely can do. I definitely can do it, or I'll just pick windows. I kind of want to do more replica-like now, actually, to be honest. This is the normal boat height, and then up stairs on the side, and then inner bit is that blocked with fence. Okay. But then it's like no space in here. Right? There's like no space in here. Because how many inward is it? One inward? Yeah. One inward and then the fence. Okay. Kind of an interesting way it is, but okay. A little different than that, though. Just a little. Just a wee tad. And then I can have a little bit of shop stuff up there as well, but... You could also just drop down, but I want to weigh, like, out for convenience sake. That's not a block, that's a slab, so I can't do that actually. Oh, I can't do that, Alex. Nope. Or I can have it look like it goes in, it's part of the captain's quarters, so maybe I want to do like... that, maybe? Well, I don't know. I think I want to keep it like that. Then spruce, but... and I'm going to keep that as... normal stair. Cool, and then that's how you enter in, and then up here I can do whatever. I could have maybe a spare chest or two that's like, oh yeah, we're selling this. Maybe near the nose of the ship, I could do like an ender chest. We'll put the actual stuff where I want the actual stuff later. For now, let's get figured out in here, which I can also do like a chest in here, or I can just do lanterns. Cool. Now, no. I kind of want to like an actual staircase, so it's hard to have an actual staircase in here that would lead actually down into here. You just can't have an actual like staircase. Because if you break these, you break to the outside. So like you can't do that. So work within these strengths. Get rid of all of this so I can figure out where it would be best to put a staircase, maybe. What these? These are also... well, I could do stair... I can put them as stairs, which maybe would look nicer inside of here, but... I could do any benefit. Anything. In fact, I don't think it benefits anything at all. I think then you would have the little... no, I don't like that at all. Let's use with wood. I can actually probably do the same with this, technically, but only if it's, like, right there. Which doesn't help any if I need to, like, go into here, down. Oh, wait a minute. I can just do... you go down on the sides right here, actually. Just do that. Just like the outside. And then you go down, and then in here you have the little... because, yeah, then you go down right here. Or I could do it down with slabs, which is also an option. Ooh, I kind of like that option better. Then how would that look if I did, like... I think it's like there's no space anywhere, regardless, to actually, like, do anything. To actually get down here. What if I did this? Would there be... would I be able to slip underneath that? No. I could do slab, though, to be able to slip underneath it. Oh, yeah, I can actually get out that way, though. Whereas I can't really with the other way. Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to, like, condense back. That we can have this at least be one block further back. So that I can do, like, a double chest in here. Which I still can do, but... ideally, I can have a chest right there. Of course, all this can be filled in, because all this will be filled in. You go down to here, and it's like, oh, shop. Whoa. And then if you ever fall down in here, you can also go back out. I can also hollow out a decent amount of this, right? No. Yeah, no. I can't hollow out a decent amount of this. I can just might as well have an actual floor on here, so let's do that. But you would be able to get down right here, though. And just slip it under. Ooh. And I might have to keep it like that. Although I would prefer to have... I can have a stair right here, too, to make it less space. Maybe like that. Can I just do that right here, though? Oh, right there. Can I just do that, like, right there, though? Have it to where that's, like, the little walkout space? It's like right here is... Not that it looking bad. Because even if I did like that, can't, you know... I don't know, I kind of like it as just... I think I'm going to do it like that. And then again, if I want later, I can decide a builder anyways. I prefer it as you just, like, go up on these. Well, maybe I do a stair right there, so it's at least smoothed in. It's the same color, maybe I also switch it to this. Yeah, and then you walk in the little cabin and go down. Can't put anything right there because that's a block, which doesn't need to be there, actually. Oh. Right here I can do chest. Right here another ender chest. Right? Yeah, I believe I can do another chest sign that says ATM. Right here, more chests for selling. I can have another ATM like over here on the nose if I want. Up above here I can have more shop stuff. And now I just need to do actual shop stuff. And then over here I can do the, yeah, and these are already minimized for space-wise. All of this I might as well just fill in, because, like, I can't access any of this anyways. So I might as well just, you know, fill it all in. The back right here. Since it's half slab, I was like, that'd be perfect spot to put a little lantern. I can't even hang a lantern off the full block, which is unfortunate. Oh, it's because it's a half block, it's not a full block. Okay, I see, that's why. It'd be such a good spot, though, to put a lantern. Ugh, what a shame. Have to be as well. Yup, based on how the yup. And I can have all across the sides right here though. I can have shop stuff. I can have shop stuff all in here. It's so dark in here. There's nowhere good to place a lantern because how I did it. It's like, yeah, I have to hang them. I can't. There's nowhere to actually place the lantern unless I just put them on the ground. stuck in time again. Thank you, lanterns. Always stuck in time. And then I can actually develop the crack that lets you in here and then start putting the stuff down. Yeah, just like that. And you come in here and then it's cozily lit up, and yeah. Yeah, and then I can actually start putting the chest down. Okay, cool. Anything else I need to build? No, I need to develop an actual crack for that, though. And then I need to figure out how to make a schematic. Or just end stream early today, have it be an early day. Or I can start getting the stuff. I don't need to design the schematic now, to be fair. I can start getting the stuff I need. I'm gonna need like to know a lot of glass. Like I need a lot of glass. I don't know the exact amount, but I will have to go harvest some more glass, some more sand. And I know that's for a fact, so. So let's start placing spots to put like chests and stuff. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. Why did I do that either? You can only remove the middle bit, and I was thinking maybe I could do something with like the lighting for the middle bit, but I'd rather just have it down on the sides. All right, let's start planning out where I want to put like chest and stuff on here. Just straight up chest, sign. Actually, I wonder, can you hang glowberries from anything other than like cave roof? Because like I think it'd be really cool if I can hire an actual builder, let them know my like thought process, and then have them like come on in. Maybe I put like a break in the glass, the roof, where there's like stone showing, and then like the ooh. If I was a builder, man, I could make this so nice. If I really was like built different like that building wise, because like I have thoughts where it's like, you know, break a hole in the glass, have like the stone above, have a little crack in it, and then you have like the glowberry push like leaking through the. It doesn't make sense though, like on the glass, but it would still look cool, but it wouldn't make sense. And I'm much more of like a it has to make sense type of person than anything else. So, yep, no. Regardless, we can start putting a chest and ender chest. Ender pearl. Ender chest. Boom. And yep, let's start doing these. So I would have probably a thing here. Sign underneath it. ATM. ATM. Cool. And then up here I can put another ATM. Maybe just put actual shops up here as well. Well, I can't do it right there because that's where you go up at, so. The actual shop stuff right here. Could do. Yeah, could do. Give space, me space right there. I could also do technically a chest right there. You go up and chest. Technically, I could do that. And chest right here. Just make sure these can open. Yes. Tick freeze. I was like, why did that not move? Tick freeze. And then all these will have a sign on them. What is symmetrical, so they would be symmetrical. Little shop up here, shop stuff over here, and then you go down underneath. This is hopefully lit up enough. I didn't account if it was or not. This is like a rather decent size large area, like open areas. We'll see if this is lit up enough. Not, I can do, like I said, maybe just hang some glowberries to hang some glowberries. Wants to be cozy kind of vibe, but still lit up enough. So let's do that. This, I think I can replace these with stairs and it would also work. So let me get some of the dark stairs, not slabs, stairs. Thank you. I think what I might want to do is do invert stairs here. Yeah, that's nicer looking, I think. Then just open. You go down, or you can just drop, whatever. You can also just drop over there. Just in case, put another ATM right there. Another ATM. Alright, that's also the plank, so that's good. Another ATM. Maybe use the bottom line for that, I don't know. Or make an actual arrow with that, as I might do. Make an actual arrow with a little... idea. Then I can just have on the sides, everywhere, shop stuff. You can just have shop stuff like everywhere. You can have maybe down here, more valuable stuff. Maybe. I think I'm gonna leave placing the chest. I don't really need to design where I put the chest at, but this is my general kind of vibe, though. As you can tell, it's more, you know, going to the ship and then kind of cozy feeling. I do want to do the crack in the glass, though, before I do any more building stuff. Maybe I do more stuff for designing and stuff like this, like more designing in here eventually, but it's kind of the vibe I'm going for, is like you come on in and then, you know, you have like your chest of stuff. It's like, oh, I'm selling this, 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 and this. And I'll expand the amount of chest in here when I need to. For now, I'll probably just keep it the chest I need, which is, well, literally nothing. So I'll probably start out here with just a single chest. And then as I go and need to get more space, I'll expand into here. And then I'll probably, before I expand into here, I'll probably have... Then you can have it just cut off. Maybe just be like, nope. No way underground until I need to go underground. Because if not, then it'll just drop down here, it'll be nothing. Be like, what's the point of this? And I'm like, oh, well. They all have it blocked off to start with, maybe. But yeah. That's the vibe, that's the plan, and then a little ship in the bottle. I do want to do more of an actual crack in the glass, though. So how would I do a more crack in the glass? You know, like a little... And then a giant chunk out, and then you'll see stone on the other layer. Something like that is what I'm thinking. Little break in the glass bottle. That's more open than like a little crack, but you know, a little break in. They come onto the normal shipwreck ship. You're like, oh, what's going on here? And then you log on in and you have a little shop, and then you know, down here I can actually design more, or just fill it full, whichever one I want to do. The problem is with these pillars, you're kind of close feeling when you're like right around here. So maybe I purposely don't do anything right in here. Maybe I don't want you to be able to walk right there. Yeah, maybe like that, so you can't walk right there. You have to walk around. And then I can keep that more open right here. The one the stuff right here for sale, just maybe like... Because I don't want you to stop and shop in these bits. Maybe what I could do instead, actually. is, again, I'm not really a builder, so we'll see how this, I don't know how this is gonna look, but maybe instead, if I can get anything around the pillar, I just have, yeah, and then I don't have anything there because there's like a little, yeah, and then there's still plenty of space for shop. Again, I'm not gonna use this space anyway, so I kind of like that. Like a little, maybe also if I wanted, I could do a little around here, but I don't think I like that, having to step up through here, and either just be flat. I don't like having to step up, so that might be good. That sounds wrong. That sounds like, you know, I mean, actually, like, step up, you know, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, the actual step up mechanic, I don't really like that. Yeah. There we are. And then I have all the chests on the side, which is plenty of room for shopping needs and essentials. You can drop through from up above there. Maybe I do a little water bucket, because would you take damage from that? How many blocks is that? You might take damage. It's a full. You would unless you jump, I don't think. So I don't really need the water there. Unless you went... But you're trying to get yourself hurt in that case. So like that's your own fault if you somehow get hurt. But yeah, and then I can have the little shop here and everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I do like that. It's very cozy, kind of. I do like. And then right over here, I could have maybe like a rare item. Maybe something in an item frame with like a hanging sign. It'd be like, this expensive. And then you're like, oh, expensive. I don't think this is a full block though in order to hang that. I have to do that and then... Which doesn't really work because the spacing you have right here. I mean, these already aren't stairs, so I could change them into stairs. I'm not trying to design too much here. I'm ready to like start getting the resources, to be honest with you. I'm just like changing some minor things. And I'm like, I think that would look better. But then it makes it more cramped kind of feel, right? Because you can like jump into your head, and I don't like head hitters. So I'm gonna take it back. I'm just gonna... I don't like head hitters, so I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Or that'd be like a normal ship. I don't like head hitters. Cool. Yeah, and then I think it's done. And I can actually hire a builder if I want in the future to make it better looking. But it seems to be good. It seems to be lit up enough, and it seems to be my liking. I would also like to be able to hang a lantern or something like right here. I could just have a lantern right there if I really wanted. Just do like a little... But ideally, I have a rarer item right here on the very nose. Right? This is where I want to ideally have something rare. Something rare. Right? Ideally. No, I prefer there's the slabs, to be honest. There we go. And that's something rare, that would be right here. This is whatever the valuable is. Maybe 1 diamond per slot, and they're like single items. Or something. Something more expensive than a diamond, maybe I'd have there. Maybe I have a spare elytra that I don't want. This is the general vibe. I want to make like a schematic whenever I figure out how to do that. And actually like... Well, hold on, I might want to smoothen this out. This is more jagged, but this way's more not more jagged. This is more... So it's like, yeah, and then you walk on in. And then this is stone around here, and you walk on in. And then if I want, I can hang like low berries and stuff in the ceiling and have cracks in like the roof with like little bits hanging out. Which again, I might just hire someone later on, be like, yo, Bickle, I need an hour of your time. Here's the idea. Make it look lovely. Don't change anything shit. Just break holes in the roof. Literally just break holes in the roof. Hang low berries. Here's some diamonds. And be like, yeah. And I'm like, ooh. Maybe I do that later. Maybe. Or else, yeah, you have a little break in the glass, and you walk on in on your little, yep, and then, whoop. Walk in on the poop deck onto the ship, or walk in on the board onto the ship. Cool. Let's get on actual Limelight for the last not even an hour. And then I'm gonna go make thumbnail stuff. That's a dropper map. I was like, what is that? That's the OG the dropper that I downloaded. I'll be on the server though for like an hour to probably start getting some sand. Anybody on right now? Nope, just me. Probably because most of them are on CS, I think, right now. Well, maybe not most of them, but like, you know, I think they're 5 stack in CS right now. I think Rob doesn't count. 4 of them though are on CS right now. I know, because they're like, hey, anybody free? And I was like, oh, I gotta stream. No, I gotta want to, but I gotta stream. Maybe later, you know, maybe there's a spot later after the stream. Maybe. That being said, I do have to get the thumbnail done because the video is going up tomorrow. That's right, it's gonna lock video up tomorrow. Everything should be good. The title just straight up I died in Hardcore Sidewalk. That's it. We'll see how it does. But I do have to do a thumbnail for it. I had some ideas in mind already, so I just have to make them after stream. So we'll see. We'll see. That stream instead of playing CS with it could never be you. I mean, true. You're right there right now. I mean, that's true. Let me go really quickly though on the actual server. Go start getting some sand. I'm gonna need a lot of glass. I don't know the exact amount of glass, but I'm sure... Oh, they're on the server right now. That's a lie. They're drinking on right now. How much sand do I actually need? A lot, probably. I don't know how much glass I'm going to need. In my rough estimate, a couple chests full. Probably. I see. Just getting on a go AFK. I see. Let me run over to... I don't need to carry the flint and steel on me anymore either. Let me run over to where I was getting sand before. I'm gonna have to take a few journeys. We're only gonna play for like another hour anyways. We're gonna take a few trips though to get sand. Because we're gonna need still a lot. And let's just throw it all in the auto smelter. Maybe I'll AFK it tonight to make sure it all smelts. I also make sure I'm recording while I'm on here. Not that anything's gonna happen, but... make sure. I clicked it and I think I just broke my... Okay, it just froze for a second. We're good. It's working now, I think. I don't know. Anything I need to grab? Don't think so. We're gonna just go out, get some sand. I'm gonna need a boat, however, so let me just... Oop. Cool. Yeah, I think we're good. Cool. Let's go get a bunch of sand. I'm gonna need a lot. I'm gonna do multiple trips. Is my inner chest as empty as I can get it as well? No. Let me drop all this off somewhere. Random chests. Let me drop all this off. So I can go for longer. Put in all the random shop stuff. Actually, I can just name it right here and just leave it in here. Because it's stuff had in the other shop that will be also in the shop because it's like trash, you know? Don't need it. And then these I can just throw in the valuables for now. This I will also throw in valuables for now. I'll just have to remember it's in there. Cool, that gives me more space for sand. Anything else I can get rid of and not carry on me? I guess my axe, but I want to keep it on me. I'm gonna keep that on me regardless. I guess I can also get rid of the lanterns, but... let me sleep before I head out just in case it's nighttime as well, because I won't be able to do while I'm there. And let's just start getting some sand. It should be, if I remember right, north out from... It's a bit too far. Wait, what? Oh. I can't sleep. Okay, I was like, wait, what? I'm pretty sure I can sleep. I didn't read the message, I just started walking away, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Let's start getting some sand, though. If I remember right, out by Fire and Crystal and Indy, up to the northeast. I think. Maybe not northeast, but it's out to the north. From, like, their water out north. So I don't know if that's even north. In my head, I know what direction to go. I'll put it that way. It's the place I got sand from before that I got the permission from Fire to go do. I'm gonna go back there, because I don't know anywhere else that'd be good to get sand that's just like a random desert. If I need to, I will pull up blue map on my other monitor or just chunk base so I can show you guys with the Minecraft with the exact same seed. It's just, I believe, a little bit out though from their place, if I remember right. It's not super far. It's actually really close. What what's that? What's that? What? I don't know. I guess it's just some random things people placed. I don't know if that's gonna be like an E or something though. Maybe I'll start putting direction symbols. We could at the very least do like hanging lanterns. I know their design. I don't know who's did all this though. It's like they all buttoned it all up. I think someone personally is doing the Nether hub thing, and it might be the swine people, which I don't know what group that is. There's too many cults. There's way too many cults to keep track of all the cults. I don't know who's working though on the main Nether hub thing. I don't know who did all this though. The other day when I got on, I just noticed it was like actually open now. What is that's goofy? I can tell with the G. That's definitely goofy in them. Just based on where their portal used to be, that's probably just goofy. Do I go super far for fire? That's Milo. That's Will. This, right? Eh, close enough. It looked like rain to be honest with you, but probably Wilvis. Wally. Okay, so then this way is fire and Indian them, right? Right? I thought they were way out. Maybe they're not. That's still Levi and Omni. Yep, here they are. Go this direction. Okay, what's that way then? I don't know. I don't know what's that way. I should probably get my head and put it on my, like, portal path. Probably. Probably should do that. There's just a random boat left over. Gonna leave that boat for whoever's it is. Alright, let's go boat out. And, like, actually boat out. This is the main reason I got a boat. If not, I would just run. Oh, they've added some stuff. Which I'm not surprised about. Well, they did add some stuff since I was last year. Quite a bit of stuff that I'm not going to check everything, but a nice looking area. It's a very nice looking area. They added some nice little builds on. Actually, I think I saw that windmill last time, because I saw him doing the path on stream. Yeah, I remember I watched that, actually. Let's head out, though. If I remember right, it's out that way was the sand that I was harvesting. They're harvesting sand from over there, too, if I remember right, so it's not even like the same sand they're using. For sure they were using the sand that way. It's like decently far out this way, if I remember right. I wanted to not be near anybody, and I was like, this is like far out, but like still I can get there relatively easily. If I remember right. Like this isn't even the closest like desert to them that I'm going to. If it's the one I think it is that I'm going to. Again, if I need to, I'll pull up chunk base, but we're basically just today going to be harvesting resources we need, which is mainly just a lot, and I mean a lot of glass, or in other words, a lot of sand. If we have extra time, we'll start harvesting the wood we're gonna need. We're gonna need a decent amount of spruce, not a lot, but a little bit of spruce, a little bit of oak. Again, I'm not a builder, so it's just like a plain ship, basically. Simple. If I want, I can actually design it later, or hire someone to design it. I think it could be look cool though to have cracks in like the roof of the bottle, and have it to where there's like glowberries and stuff like leaking out, or have some sort of water leak from above it. Could be kind of cool. Could be kind of cool. The little breaks in the glass is a cool idea. So just a plain glass bottle, but oh, the little crack for the entrance, and then if I want later, I'll add on glowberries and stuff. For now, I'll be, you know, a useful shop. If it makes money, maybe I will make it. Hire someone and be like, hey, you, please make this nice looking. I think it's out this way. Let me just in case pull up chump bay. I can just load a blue map. I'm not showing up. I don't need to shoot. I could shoot it. I can upload chunk base. I can show chunk base on stream. Worst case, you guys find out about the seed. That's not really a bad thing. It's not gonna affect anything. What do I hear? Is that a fish? It's fish. Okay. Like, why do I hear a bunch of swimming sounds? Let me load up the seed real quick. It should be in the directory, and then I can show the seed. Why did I just look in a server not at all Limelight? I just randomly looked in an old server we don't even use anymore. There we go. Limelight seed. Copy that. Put that in. Oh, already have it put in. Cool. And then I'll compare this with blue map to see where we're actually at. Go to display capture. So the desert is. This doesn't seem right. No, it is right. That's yeah. I gotta turn on villagers just to see where my base is even at. So if not, I'm not gonna know. what's where. Looking at this compared to blue map that actually has all the heads and it builds and everything. Where is? I mean, I'll probably pull that up too to see. There's not too many villages. I think I'm at. Where am I at? Because this is the Pale Garden. Is the whole map turned maybe? Because this is the Pale Garden. I'm at like a thing next to a snow biome. But not in a snow biome. Okay, I'm just gonna look at blue map. That's so much easier. I'm just gonna look at blue map on my other monitor. I'm not gonna show it on stream. I'm just gonna... You guys will figure out when we get there. We're just going to a random desert. It don't matter. Blue map. That's so much easier just to load up blue map on my own. I just loaded up blue map the website instead of loading up the blue map link. Hold on. Oh. There we go. It's also different on chunk base, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Because, like, in ours, because I think something to do with continents mod, which I don't even need, but, like, something to do with that, this center bit is, like, we're actually on an island. Also, chunk base is being weird right now. Like, there's just a bunch of random spots for some reason. Like, a bunch of stuff is cleared and not cleared at the same time. It looks like I go right. But basically with the actual one, which I can't show, it's this area right here. Basically, it's a little changed, but this right here is cut out. And then it's different. Like basically right here, kind of. Not really. More or less, like right here is my actual village. This is Goofy's actual village, but they're changed. So then this is instead like a little lake. Right? This is my lake that I'm in, kind of, right? Right here is the edge of the mountain that's like a little bit altered that Goob uses. And then it cuts off into the actual all ocean. So basically roughly around where's my compass? Why is it taking so long to load? Am I breaking my computer? Am I doing too much right now? Right around here is the actual island. And then the rest is like ocean for a bit, and then more islands. It's like very islandy, which I really like. I don't know if it's like a mod doing that or what or whatnot, or just like some sort of, I don't know, thing with the server setup. How the server setup is really cool. I really like that it does that. It makes it. I like island kind of stuff to begin with, so I like that we're on a giant island. Me saying that sounded like I was Epstein. I did not mean it like that. That was not the intended. I didn't mean it like that. I meant like I like island base and builds and stuff like that. I could just literally kept sailing and I would have probably saw a piece of it. I really did not need to do all that. All of that was for nothing. But I really like kind of island type builds and island kind of areas because then you can kind of do cool stuff with them, just like build wise, like base wise. I like island bases. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same because a lot of people are on like minier islands. But if you actually, because there's like Crafty, Ray, I don't know if Slaps is technically an island. There's a lot of people like actually out on islands. I think Az is on an island. There's quite a bit on an island that are out on like their own little island. Because island bases are just fun. Like straight up, they're just fun. As someone who did the island video, that I really enjoy and I really enjoy that world. Islands are fun. What's this sound? What's this sound? Is that just like a natural desert ambience? Is that a 1.21.5 thing? I hate that. I think it's like an ambience thing with 21.5. I hate that. It makes me feel like I'm not alone, even though it's like supposed to be more just ambience. I hate that, dude. It's like the game sounds. I hate them. It's like, no, it makes me look over my shoulder. Especially that sound right there. It sounds like little pitter paddles. Sounds like little tiny feet pitter paddling. Not really tiny feet, but like something running at you is what it sounds like to me. And I hate that sound in my eardrum. I don't like that. Dude, I hate the desert ambience. Oh god, it's awful. That's what I thought it was when I first heard it, but I just had to make sure I turned on the volume. And listening. I hate the desert ambience though. That is... I hate it. I don't like that at all. I hate Minecraft ambience to begin with, to be honest with you. It's all just very creepy. Most Minecraft ambience is just creepy sounding. And it gives me, I don't like it. It freaks me out. It shouldn't, because I'm so used to this game, but like, you know, Minecraft has that eeriness to it. Especially after I played a bunch of horror Minecraft not that long ago for like, well, like, I only guess it was like 24 hours in total, but I spent like months basically on it. Literally on it, like video-wise and everything, so. Very used to that, like that horror ambience kind of feel. That's what makes Minecraft Alpha and like old Minecraft so creepy, is it's like literally the core game you're used to, and it's like that nostalgia you're used to, but something about it just not quite right. Because it's like, it mainly like it's the fog. Like the effect that they have an inherent fog makes it like kind of creepy, because it's like that's not really a normal thing. And like this has there's distance fog, but it's not the same as old Minecraft fog, which also adds that creepiness to it. It's also like the game you know, except again something's not quite right. And like it is how it used to be, but like it's not how it is now. It's like very, very old, very outdated. It doesn't really feel just like an old version. It kind of feels very different, you know? It's like it's just not right with it. It also doesn't give you much nostalgia though, which is nice. Creepy, but doesn't give nostalgia, which is again nice. That's why you go to Minecraft Alpha or Beta 4. Especially Beta. Beta, there's a lot more to do. Minecraft Alpha, there's not a lot to do. Beta, there's more to do in it. And then 1.0 is an absolute content nuke. If you're trying to go back and do every version, 1.0 is like everything. I was actually surprised at like how much was added in 1.0. 1.0 is like literally the end and everything. Not like Shulker Box or anything yet, of course, and the end city. But like, you can literally do like most modern, well, I mean, not most modern. There's a lot of mechanics you can't do. But there's a lot of mechanics you can do even back in 1.0. That you can just continue to do that maybe not work now, but there's a lot of like machinery and like automation stuff you can make in 1.0, which is honestly shocking. Because there's just a lot that's in the base game at 1.0. I thought, no, they keep adding updates constantly. Surely it's not. Surely it's like way, way different. No, 1.0 compared to now, it is way different. Like you can tell how different it is. But there's still like a lot to do in 1.0. Like if you're trying to make videos on it, like per episode, but wise, once you get to 1.0, if you're trying to do everything added to 1.0, you're gonna be there for literally probably 100 hours plus. Probably, because there's so much added in 1.0. Like alpha to beta, it's like a little bit added. Beta to 1.0, it's like a lot. 1.0 to 1.1, it's a little bit. But like 1.0 is an absolute content nuke. Which kind of makes sense, because they, you know, released the base game. They kind of want, you know, hey, here's the game. Thankfully, though, Mojang decided to keep updating the game consistently and fairly regularly. And they're still doing it today. And now we have this amazing game that they keep adding stuff to, which is nice. Visa Spider. What? I don't know why. The sounds are just weird. They're like rattlesnake sounds and stuff like that. And there's like none of that in Minecraft, which makes it weird. Like you have the little sound pitch, right? Little sand pitch, right? Like the sand flowing in the wind, which I don't mind. But then you have random sounds like that. And that doesn't sound like wind. It sounds like a whispering, you know? It's more of like a haunted kind of vibe for the ambience, which I don't like. I hate that. Anyways, back to music. No more creepy ambience. Let's put that on. Why do I keep going to video sounds? Music sound. Back to what, 20? Was it even on 20? I don't know. I'm just gonna say 20. I probably had it on 8. Honestly, I probably had it on 8. I hate ambient sounds. We're on 8. I know it's like to get you into it, but like with Minecraft, especially like the cave sounds, they're just creepy, man. I just hear them and I'm like, who's behind me? What's lurking over my shoulder? Like I don't know, man. I don't like the ambient sounds. They always just creep me out. And that's not gonna change anytime soon. I'm not gonna get used to them and be like, oh yeah. I know, because I haven't gotten used to the old cave sounds that are still in the game. I still get creeped out when I hear the little cave sounds. The new ones are creepy too. I think I had it louder than that. I think I probably had it like 12 or 20. Because A, it seems like it's really quiet. Although then I don't have to hear the cave sounds, which, you know, I like that. I like not hearing the cave sounds. Again, I don't like the cave sounds. They creep me out. That's a fact. They do creep me out. I ain't lying to you. First, you could probably see it in like one of the early mods when I was mining a bunch. Whatever the creepy sounds happen. I like always like look over my shoulder. Especially after Fear Nightfall. Like now that I know about like cave dwellers being in mods, I can't trust it, man. I know it's like not well. This is modded, but it's not like the same modded. I don't. When I hear weird cave sounds, I don't trust it. I always look over my shoulder now. Or I did before, but I got added fuel now. That one creepy Minecraft mod pack. But I might go back on, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever do more of it. Although there's definitely stuff I could do. I really like what I'm on the direction. The main thing is like I could do it and guaranteed get really good views. Like I could literally just upload another video saying I spent another 24 hours in Fear Nightfall, get an easy like 2 to 3k views, right? I easily could do that, make a couple videos on the way, easily farm up another like 10k views from like another 3 videos plus a final. Very easily could do that and get another 10k views. Very easily could do that. The thing is I don't really know what I want to do on it, so then I don't want to play on it, you know? Like if I have an idea for something, then like video-wise, right? I need a good video idea that I can actually like build around in order to make a good video on it and to justify me playing it. I have no real like big desire to play it to begin with anymore after I did everything I want to do on, because again I did everything I really wanted to do on it. So then therefore I have to like think of something that I would want to do on it, which right now I don't have anything. So again, I kind of did everything I wanted to do. I definitely could go back and do more with what I was already established doing. For example, my own way of doing a stat block or anything. I could go more into that extreme and go back and get like actual villagers, because I know you can get villagers in Fear Nightfall. I could go figure out a way to do that. I can also go more into the actual mod pack itself. Like I had a commenter recently, a subscriber recently, because they did subscribe after watching the video, who commented a bunch on that video and be like, oh, you can do this, that, and that. And I was like, really? They're actually giving good tips. Like they're talking about like, oh yeah, during Blood Moon, some hostile mobs can actually fly. But to deal with them, you can get things like machine turrets. Through this mod pack. I was like, oh. Like they actually said like, oh, using the industrial engineering, you can make this. And I was like, oh, interesting. And they're like, oh yeah, bamboo was kind of good too. One thing I just did that's actually really useful is like barbed wire, which you can actually make. That's like super useful. It's like bamboo on crack. I was like, oh, really? Oh. So like, I definitely could go back and either do more continuing my own thing or the actual mod pack. More stuff with the actual mod pack that is continuing. I definitely could if I really wanted to. I might eventually, you know, if everything I do is just garbage, then maybe I'm just like, alright, you guys want Fear Nightfall, back to Fear Nightfall. Maybe. Only if I can think of like enough good stuff to do, and it'll still be per video. And less frequent than the last time. More spread out than the last time. I'm so tired. I mean, that's fair. You're at work right now, aren't you? Or maybe you just got home from work. I mean, you're at work right now, so that's kind of valid. Can't really blame you. I know I get over work sometimes and I am tired. Depends on the day. What I do on the day. If I have like a busy day, I'm like, oh god, I'm drained, man. I'm drained, man. I don't. Time to go sleep for a little bit. If people say it's harder than not even like Dr. You are insane. I don't think, was it Dr. Who said that? If it was Dr. Disrespect, then like, I mean, you know that guy doesn't have the best opinion on things. Like, I mean, I don't need to say more. We all know his opinion is garbage. Who was it though that was like, oh, streaming harder than your 9 to 5? Who said that? I know it's something crazy. Was it Hassan? It was Hassan, wasn't it? Oh my. Dude. Dude. You're crazy. You just literally turn on a camera and then rant about politics. Like, that is not hard. There's a reason like a million different podcasts are doing that right now. Like, it ain't hard, man. You just get on and yap and you go, how is that harder than actually like physical work? Or like dealing with customer service? You ever done customer service, Hassan? You ever dealt with customers? This shit's awful. Thankfully, I don't with my current job. Oh my god, thank god. I don't know what you do with your current job, Mel, but thank god I do not. Oh, thank god. think you said this before, actually, what you do. I don't remember, though. But thank God I dealt with this current job, because, man, dealing with customer service, oh, God. It's the worst. People, man. I hate dealing with people. Shocker, but I hate dealing with people. Like, when I get to deal with people I like, that's fine. But when I have to deal with people, they're like, no. Just no. People annoy me to begin with, man. Right? People already annoy me. You pair that with people like whose sole thing is to be there to bug when like they can just go figure it out themselves. Oh yeah, no. Some people are fine. I guess it depends on the type of industry too. It's more food service, like customer service. I didn't really like. I guess I didn't really actually ever do like cashier. I imagine it's also insufferable. But imagine if you're like your whole job is helping people, then you're kind of used to it. But like if you go like a cashier or something, it's not really your whole job. You know, your job is like to cash people out, and then you have to deal with the people on top of that. Maybe not. I guess if you're a waiter, you still have to deal with people, and that's probably still awful. I can't imagine it's not awful. Imagine working in a bar though could be kind of fun. I always thought about potentially doing that, being a barista. I thought about that after I was like a coffee barista. I was like, being an actual bar though sounds kind of sick. You know, you just make like drinks all day. I mean, that sounds sick. Get hella tips sometimes. I mean, that's. I'm just saying, it sounds good. Yeah, and I feel like a job like that, you would definitely benefit. I guess it would in any like more waitressing kind of job, but I feel like you definitely benefit in a job like that if you're also like attractive looking. And I have never considered myself that, so I think you would also benefit though if you're good looking, especially in like a bar. You know, if you're like a pretty woman. Again, I was listening today at work. For example, Plu's podcast of them at San Antonio. And there was like, they were in San Antonio for TwitchCon or whatever. And they were talking about how like they went in and were drinking or whatever. And they're an example too, because they were like, had a pretty bartender who like for one shot or whatever, like put their like shoe on Droid. And Droid's like, okay, $80 tip. It's like, what? 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 But that's also different. That's also doing extra, but that's also doing extra, you know. She didn't need to do all that to Droid. She also was rigging games for them too, which is also why she got like hella tip, to be fair. They were like taking bets with each other, and he was like, yo, make me stay on this like little bull ride or whatever for like 9 seconds. He's like, hey, I have a bet, do this, and then she heard about like how much they're betting in money wise. She's like, oh, where'd my take? At least according to the podcast, that's what they were saying. I don't know the actual whole trip. I mean, they were also like shit faced. I mean, you know. Take that all with a grain of salt. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts at work though, because I can like listen at work to whatever. Like I can listen to anything on headphones, which is nice. I can work while having music in, which is really nice. So I've been listening a lot to. Started listening to more of the Blues podcast because I like that group of guys. Because they're more just like a funny podcast, kind of just talk about like, you know, kind of just sit there and vibe more or less. But one thing I've been listening to is Lemonade's, and I've been keeping up on. They're like big ass takes on not necessarily like politics, but more or less like economics, which also then tie heavily into economic, like, you know, like you can't talk about economics without talking a little bit about politics. Like, right? You can't talk about like economics without talking about like, for example, like terrorists, right? Like, oh, how does this affect business? Like, you know, you can't just like, that is a political like thing that happened that does affect economics, so then you have to talk about it. Of course, I'm not gonna talk about it because we do not talk about those on, you know, we're not supposed to talk about those on Limelight, but I'm watching that more. I've been trying to keep up with that weekly since it just started, because it has like people I like on it, like Doug and Big A, who I like his take on stuff. And then Aiden also, which I didn't know was actually fairly well. Like he actually does keep up with like things. I never thought he would. He's more like just a yard guy. In my mind, I was just like, oh, he's like one guy from the yard. But no, I actually just keep up to like with what's going on in the world and stuff like that. Has a pretty interesting insight on stuff. For the most part, fairly interesting insight on stuff. Yeah, I mean like those two, and then I was like, oh, I don't mind this again. Let me try to listen to this. And then pretty interesting. They just talk about like things like they had like one. I think the last one was about AI and how it's going to affect medicine, which is actually pretty interesting. Pretty positive too, to be honest. I was listening about like news articles and stuff, and like how this recent technology was made that like lets you be able to crystallize something to do with like crystallizing some sort of like disease to then go figure out, you know, the actual like something that was gonna, I don't know, it was something like the way it used to do it before. You can now like synthesize it with like a computer and then have like the model instead of like before you would like freeze like a virus or something to figure out how it like was built and structured, to then for the medicine be able to do something that like connects to that structure and gets rid of it. There's something like along those lines. Again, I listened to that. I was like last week's episode. I listened to that on like Friday. But now you can like synthesize it or whatever with like computers. So you can like synthesize it instead of like spending a lot of time to be able to like actually trying to freeze this little virus and like spending a lot of time trying to do that and a lot of effort to do that. Now you can just synthesize it on a computer and then run your simulations for your drug that you make to connect with it on a computer. I don't know why I just went on, but I did. You can now just synthesize all of it on a computer, which saves a massive amount of time, which is a good thing. It makes it where we can find treatments and stuff a lot quicker. And the reason I'm talking about that instead of just being like, hey, go watch the episode is because I think it's a good thing, right? I'm talking about it because I'm like, hey, that's a good thing. That's just straight up like good revolutionary tech. If you want to hear more about it though, Lemonade Sand podcast is pretty good. Or you can just go and I don't know the actual source. That's why I'm saying just them. And they say in it the actual source of the news article. About the actual company being like, hey, keep in mind it's also like the company saying it too though. Whenever a company's saying something, they always want to make it look more positive because, you know, it directly affects like their stock and stuff. But still pretty interesting. I mean, pretty good. One of the quotes too was like they think they can cure cancer in like 10 years with this technology. With the fact that you can now identify things quicker, not necessarily viruses, but like identify things that are wrong. Like for example, freeze parts of a tumor, for example. You can now get a piece of that, freeze it, and then figure out how you connect to be able to stop it. Things like that, you know. Because tumors are different in shape than like normal blood cells. They are normal blood cells like expanding rapidly, but it's like, well, I don't think that's necessarily true to my understanding. I'm kind of hopeful on it being, the thing is it's just difficult because it's like, it's not like a pathogen, it's your own body. So then to fight it, you have to kill your own body. So, like, I don't necessarily think we'll never get a cure. I definitely think they're being too idealistic. Because they were like, oh, yeah, within 10 years. I'm like, I don't believe that. Maybe in, like, 50. I don't believe in 10. It's still... They're definitely painted a more hopeful outlook, though, for some of the good things of AI, though, I thought. I think cancer definitely will be cured eventually, though. I think the biggest problem with it is it's, like, your own body fighting itself. If you want to try to cure. Like, chemotherapy is literally killing your... It's, like... killing rapidly growing cells, you remember, right? So like it tears up your stomach lining, it tears up like your bone marrow because all that is rapidly growing, and like all of that is like parts inside of your body you need. But you have to do that in order to try to like kill the rapidly growing with chemotherapy, for example. It's like killing all of the rapidly growing cells, and that's how we're currently dealing with it. But if we could find a way to cure it a different way that isn't like trying to literally kill your own body, because again, cancer is literally your own body growing faster than rapidly, it's your own blood cells and everything rapidly expanding and rapidly growing because they're mutated. That literally is what like a cancerous tumor is. It's your body expanding, your blood cells and your parts of your body expanding more rapidly than they should be, and creating tumors. That being said, though, the one thing interesting, and that's why I did bring up the whole AI being able to like crystallize whatever and like solve quicker. Cancer cells actually do have a somewhat different shape than like normal cells. So like in theory, you could, if you're able to sequence like, you know, the thing is everybody's different apparently too, which is also an issue. But in theory, if you could like freeze and then sequence and figure out the shape of that cancer cell, you can then come along and try to develop a medicine that actually does then connect to that cancer cell and only that cancer cell and actually tries to cure it, right? You then could start trying to find solutions to actually fix it, which I think is a good thing. And that's bold take, whoa. But in theory, you can actually then come up with methods to actually try to cure it. With being able to sequence on that. But yeah, we haven't, you know, done anything like curing it anytime soon. And for example, as you're saying, future of the USA, or I mean, the USA fair, you know, getting it, like, that's kind of fair. I mean, we have a lot of things very questionable right now, but we're not the only country doing any of this too, which is, I think, important to note. Like, if our countries, for example, right, maybe we're like, hey, we want to keep doing chemotherapy and no cure because we make more money. You can do that, but eventually, if a cure comes around, you can't deny that it exists. Like, you can't just be like, oh no, that doesn't exist. That's not true. That's not real. That's not widespread across Europe and across the Middle East or wherever else has this technology. You know, you can't just be like, oh no, nowhere has that technology. Only us have the, like, we're not the number one, especially in like medicine. We're not the number one in medicine. We're not going to be the ones coming up with this innovation unless it's for profit, which, as you're saying, this probably wouldn't be. So we wouldn't, regardless, be the ones coming up with this, you know, revolutionary technology probably to begin with. Maybe even it'd be like Canada or something, you know, because they care less about money. Still do, but less. It's not likely going to be, I mean, maybe it would be, but I don't think it's going to be us to begin with. But, you know, the U.S., you know, can't just say like, oh, that doesn't exist. Cure for cancer, that doesn't exist. That wasn't created out in Denmark. You can't just, you know, it's just not true. Like, there's other countries that do exist that do all this research and stuff. It's not just like a U.S. problem, right? U.S. problem, 100%, we gatekeep that. Because we have no choice, we would. I mean, it's more money, you know. That being said, you know, of course, chemotherapy already exists. That being said, if we do get a cure for cancer, it probably will be expensive until there's like more cheap alternatives, even if our healthcare system's already kind of fucked up, where things are expensive by default for the sake of being expensive, because everything's privatized, which I think is just a bad thing in general. I mean, shocker, free healthcare is good. I mean, find someone who will disagree with that. I don't even think it's a politics thing, to be honest with you. I don't, maybe you could argue it is. I don't think it is, to say, hey, it would be nice if we could all have free or cheap or affordable healthcare in our country, so everybody can, you know, have free or cheap or affordable healthcare. Shocker, that's not even a hot take. Like, I think everybody would agree for the most part. I don't know how we don't yet, but I think most people agree, hey, cheaper healthcare would be pretty good, you know. Like, I don't even care if the healthcare is still privatized. I was just saying, like, hey, maybe we could like do something to make this cheaper. That'd be good. You know, hey, maybe cheaper healthcare would be nice, you know. Everything cheaper is always nice, in my opinion. And I really hope we are going towards a future where we do fix a lot of our problems without hurting people in the process. Not necessarily hurting people, like having without it backfiring anyway. I hope we go towards a future that like has more technology that can help people, that is less like, you know, oh yeah, but chemotherapy, we make a lot of money from. It's like, I hope we don't go towards that future. I think naturally the fact that, like, especially if you're like a US doomer, which I think most people kind of are right now, because, well, we're not doing so good right now. I think you're naturally gonna be like, oh, we're super capitalist, so then therefore, like, we're just gonna be like, no, it doesn't make money. We don't need that because it doesn't make money. I don't think it's true at all. Again, we're not the only country doing things. Just factually, by a mile, we're not the only country doing and improving and developing on things. Again, we are nowhere near. There's so many countries working on this like that. And if another country, like say Denmark, comes out, it's like, hey, we have the cure for, even if we personally or don't want to innovate that stuff because of money reasons, someone will come along and they will, like I said, that's why I'm like, not 10 years, maybe 50. Again, I don't see 10 years of happening. That is crazy, especially if, you know, I don't see us personally, the US, being like, oh yeah, let's do that. I do think, though, there's so many other countries that cancer isn't just like a US thing. It's an everybody thing. People aren't gonna want to live with that being a reality without a cure for it for forever. And maybe not even a cure for it. Maybe just a cure for a specific type of cancer. There's already multiple solutions that aren't just chemo with cancer, which is really interesting. Although they're very early stage solutions, not late stage solutions. One thing they actually proposed that was actually interesting with like AI and with the more ease of information that would come with it in the medical field, is it would be really nice if we they're not saying like we're going to, because you know that's a long shot for the US. Just with the way that our current healthcare system is set up, where it's like all privatized, it's a long shot for us. But it would be nice in the future if, with us going more kind of digitized with all that and more ease of access with all that, if we could do pre-checkups for a lot of things like that, to then later, because like a lot of things can be avoided by just getting to them ahead of time, right? You get to cancer early, you can cut off the tumor instead of having it spread to your entire body. Or it depends on the type of cancer. I think pancreatic cancer or whatever is something that spreads a lot. But if you can get to it early, you can straight up just cut it out. And even if that's still dangerous, but if you get to it early, you can just get rid of it and be fine, right? The problem is, a lot of times you're not gonna get to something like cancer early. You're not gonna know you really have it until it's actually like developed and is more or less a problem. If you're lucky, you get to it early. And most people aren't that lucky. So then they have to go through things like chemo, which is literally radiation killing your body in order to literally kill the cancer cell. It's saying, hey, that's growing fast, let's kill it. Literally, that is what it does. It says, hey, anything that grows fast, we need to kill it right now. Don't let it live. Kill it now. It's probably cancer. Kill it. And most of the time, it isn't. It is supposed to kill cancer, but even if it does, it's still, you're dying from doing chemotherapy. You are literally dying. You're thinning your stomach lining. You're lessening. You're destroying your bone marrow, which is the problem with it right now. That's like a huge problem too right now with our current cancer treatments. Is all of our treatments are literally, and this is like an interesting thing I was saying in the podcast, they actually go more into depth of like the types of radiation and like types of treatments we have right now. But to my understanding, all of it right now is just radiation. Which, again, any radiation in your body is not good. In fact, most of it kills your literal blood cells and makes them explode. So that's, that's not awesome. That's our solutions right now to cancer. So ideally in the next, the sooner the better, but I am very hopeful that in the next 50 years, someone comes along, now that we are increasing in our medical field technology, ideally in the next 50 years. Which, I mean, it is kind of like crazy to say like 10, 20, 15, 50 years. Any of those numbers kind of crazy to say. But if you think about like the way even like society goes, a lot of things in like technology wise are rapid. Like if you think about it, like 20 years ago, the first phone was like a brick, man. Let's think about how long phones been around. The first one was a brick. Now it's like a little thing in your pocket that can do like everything. You know how crazy that is? That's how crazy. That's why technology's insane. Is you give technology like 2 decades, and it will be insanely better than it was when it first started. Any technology is gonna be better than when it first started. And that's why I'm hopeful for like the future in medical tech. That it does help cure things right now that are currently incurable, basically, without drastic means like cancer, where you literally have to do, if you're early, you can cut out the tumor. If not, and keyword if you're not, you have to deal with probably chemotherapy, which is literally you getting poison in your body, basically. Which is rough for anybody living with that, because you're literally living constantly with your body being weakened and poisoned. Like that's not good at all. You're literally curing villagers in your body. That's not good. You shouldn't be doing that. Not good at all. Steve Jobs had a curable for pancreatic cancer, super rare. But it didn't go for it any normal treatment. He went for untraditional treatments. Interesting. Very interesting. Is Steve Jobs? Wait, is Steve Jobs alive still? Did he live from that? Or did the alternate treatments not work out? Yeah, okay, that's expected. Yeah, I was saying that. I was like, did he live from the essential oil somehow? I don't think. Doesn't sound like good. Like it would have worked to me, but maybe. You should never know. I know he's not the CEO of Apple right now, but maybe like something went down, and because of that, he's not. And it's Tim Cook. It's been Tim Cook for a while. Very interesting now. Yeah, I'm very hopeful for the future of all things. Always. I think everything short-term is always doomer. Like, I am very much also doomer about short-term. I think we're doing a lot of bad stuff right now. not only as like a country, but as a world. Like there's literally like 3 wars going on right now that I know about, that I can think of off the top of my head. Is that a good thing? No. Do I think there'll be any good to come from those specifically? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Any of those? No. None of those are gonna have any good come from them. There's never any good, in my opinion, that comes from war. Wow, shocker. I guess unless you are weird and think about only money, in which case, I guess maybe your economy is better in times of war because you can do more industrializing of like tanks and stuff, bullets, and make more money off that. But if you're thinking about like anything other than money, you're a country that thinks about anything other than money, which I think is most people. I think a majority of people aren't just thinking, oh, but this is good for money. War's a bad thing. Shocker. But I think long term, short term, everything's usually bad. I think always think the short term things are bad. But then I'm always like personally, right? I always think short term, like right now, things are bad. You ask my opinion in a year from now, things are bad. You ask my opinion though, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm like, oh, things are pretty good. That's my opinion on things always. Like, oh yeah, give it some time, that's pretty good. Yeah, future's bright. That being said, should I probably take that mindset and invest more in random things? Like, I currently don't invest like at all. Should I take that mindset and invest in like things that I think will grow? Probably. Do I? No. Why short term? I look at a short term and I'm like, oh, bad. I'm bad. Oh, no, thank you. They think a lot. Though again, I'm always like long term, everything will be better. You know, I'm always like the future is bright. I'm a future is bright type of person. The present is bad. The present is dark. Future is bright. Right? That's my thought process always. Things are bad. But in the future, you give it time. Not with what we're currently doing, but you give it time. And we will be better, hopefully. We'll bounce back, alright? You give it time. We'll bounce back and maybe better than before. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know, it's always very hopeful. But always very not hopeful. My brain's weird. I'll put it that way. Like YouTube, for example, right now. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, all my videos are gonna be horrible post Fear Nightfall. But then at the same time, my thought process is also, but when I start that new stuff after Fear Nightfall, and it gets started, it's gonna do way better. And I'm not even on recording any of that yet. I'm talking about like the one series I'm not gonna even started yet. But I'm always like short term bad, long term, oh, things gonna be great. You give my channel like a year, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be thriving. You give it right now, oh, it's bad. It's so bad. Everything's dark. Is this video even gonna get 1,000 views? I don't know, man. It's gonna get like 2. I hope not. Oh god, I hope it doesn't get 2. I hope this video does better than 2 views. I always am very, I don't know, weird. I'm optimistic for the future, always pessimistic for the present. I'm always present. Oh, this is bad. Things are horrible. Things are gonna continue to be horrible. And then I think about like a year from now, and I'm like, oh yeah, things will be pretty good. For me, content-wise, that is. Real life wise, I'm like, a little bit longer than that. Maybe not a year, a little bit longer than that. I always talk about like my personal life, I guess. Also, like I'm always like, oh yeah, give it a year, be a lot better. With all these things I have planned, I guess it's just knowing what I have planned. YouTube wise, I guess it's more just knowing what I have planned. Like I know I have a lot of stuff planned. Not really a lot of stuff, more or less one series planned that could literally last me literal years. That could do very, very, very good. Very easily could do very, very, very good. In fact, it's how a lot of Minecraft creators ended up not really getting their start, but like getting their start kinda. Like a lot of them have at one point done a lot of content on there and seen great success from doing that. I'll put it that way. So I am pretty optimistic for that, personally. Just personally, I'm pretty optimistic for that. This isn't the right way. Where do I need to go to get to Fire's base? Their base. Oh, I'm actually near it. I'm just a bit off. I just need to go this way more. Actually, it was right there. Why do I keep doing this? I keep stopping and checking the map. Like, literally when I'm, like, right at the location. He said, I don't know where the dock is. It's over here, actually. You know where the dock is? By the beacon. Right up here. Yeah, I'm very hopeful for the future of things. As always. Always hopeful. I'm hopeful that the Skyblock video goes good tomorrow. It's uploaded tomorrow after stream, which is actually really, really soon. Like, I mean, really, really soon. In fact, probably once I get back home, I'm going to be ending stream here because we're almost at the 2-hour mark. 2 tridents. Not 1, but 2? And they're throwing them at Indy? Don't do that to Indy. Or Indy. Or Indy, just face palming. A little fern? Let's get a little fern. I don't know, there's probably lore behind that. I know there's probably lore behind this too, but there's probably lore behind that. Probably lore behind that. That llama just made... That llama, I just looked at a camel and said llama, oh my. That camel just made like a growl kind of sound. Kind of weird. But it did. Well, what's over here? I didn't even notice there was another path this way. I don't know. I'm not gonna explore it though. I'm gonna head home. Looks like only Molly's actually running around doing stuff right now. I know Wilvis is AFK. I don't know. Maybe Levi is just a little bit AFK. Not that it matters. I'm not visiting either of them. Or any of them, to be honest. Just heading back home. There's no ice in my direction, is there? Not for a while. Okay, we're gonna be boating for a bit. On some dry land. I'm gonna throw all this stuff in the smelter though, and then I'm gonna, I think, call it. I might have to do AFK after stream. Just sit right here. I'm gonna log off the server for a teeny bit though to go to the... get the thumbnail for the VOD, which will be me finishing the design, glass in the bottle design. And I'll probably stand on the little poop deck. I don't know why I keep calling it a poop deck. It's not a poop deck, it's the board, it's the plank. It's the planky. The poop deck is like actual like boat deck. I don't know why it's called the poop deck, but the plank is what I'll probably stand on. The little extended bit. No, let me go through my little spot right here. Thank you. I just had too much momentum. There we go. But yeah, let's put up all of this stuff. I'm gonna need to clear out a decent sized space for it. I like how my shop is like giant and it's just garbage looking. Just like my base, I guess, kind of. Pretty big and it's just garbage looking. That's my style, man. That's my brand. Big and garbage. Is that my brand? I don't know if that's my brand. I actually don't want that to be my brand. But that kind of is what I do for like builds wise, always. Big open garbage. Is this the fuel? Okay, yeah, that's the fuel. So then 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get out a little bit more from the ender chest. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are uneven. Why are they uneven? Maybe because I started with this one. I probably started with that one. Okay. Probably fine. Probably. How much do I have left to split up evenly? Alright, split it up like that, so it's all even. Cool. And that should give me a decent amount of glass. Maybe enough, maybe not. I don't know the exact blueprint amount. I might have to also sometime get a schematic if I can figure out how to get a schematic. Or I could just get a lot of glass and clear out the area and then get a schematic to build in the area. Regardless, I got all that started smelting. I'm going to leave that and I will come back and AFK that later after I do the little outro bit. Let me first put up this and refill my inner chest with the stuff I want in it. Put up the boat real quick. And I can hop over into there and get the little screenshot. Put the valuables, take all this stuff out. Just these that I need to throw in my inner chest. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. That should be plenty of sand. Tomorrow we'll need to get more wood and stuff. Maybe I'll need more glass. I don't actually know the exact amount this is. I know it's a lot, but I don't know. I think it's just a double chest worth, which I might not be enough, actually. I might need to be collecting more sand. Maybe, because it's about a stack per 2 layers. And the layers are 19 by 19. So, I mean, but it's not like a square, but like kind of a square. I should probably calculate it as if it's a square. So let me just pull up a calculator real quick on stream before I head over, just to get a rough idea of how much glass I'll need. Because it's a lot of glass. Let's say roughly it is a square, in which case it's 19 by 19. It would be 19... Well, no, it wasn't 19 by 19. It's just 19 times 2 times a stack, because it's 32 each. If I wanted the actual number, it'd be 19 times 4, because I have 4 sides, assuming it's a square, which it isn't a square. But assuming it's a square with no corner piece, which I'm going to do that math. And assuming I need that much glass, because I also have to round out the bottom of it and the nose. But I know the center inner bit is times 32. So then divide that by 64. Oh. Yeah, double chest should be plenty. Cool. Be good. I just need to get wood then tomorrow. And I guess I can start digging out the area. I don't need the design for digging out the area. Although it would be nice to have to be able to measure it all and like frame it all. We'll be fine. I'll go pick a spot, figure out the shop rules, and start digging. I'll have to dig out a decent sized area. I don't know, maybe my shop's a bit big. I don't think it's that big, to be honest with you, but Ray was like, all that for a shop, so maybe, I don't know. The inside, the actual shop itself is like tiny. It feels like to me, like it is tiny. So I don't know. But I think like the book nook is probably bigger. I get for the inside, it's bigger. It's just I need to clear out a lot of area for the glass bottle is the main thing. Regardless, I'm gonna end a stream for today. I'm gonna need to go get the thumbnail shot. So let's just let all this glass sit and slowly smelt. And I mean slowly smelt. Just sit and boom. I'll need to AFK this tonight. Yeah, I'll definitely need to AFK this tonight. 100% I'm gonna need to do that. These should be even, so I shouldn't have to worry. Oh yeah, they're even. Well, this one's a little slower, but they're actually like even. Cool. So, how much has smelted so far? Why do you do this to me? Only 53. I'm gonna have to sit here for a while, but I think this is enough glass for the 38. With what I already have, it should be. I might need to get more glass for the rest of my base later, because I need to make a dome on it, but for now, I'm for sure good. Tomorrow we'll worry about that regardless. I'll get back on there right after I get this designed to just sit on it AFK, which I can't do actually because I have to make thumbnails. And it just crashed my game. Okay, Minecraft. Thank you, Sodium. I'm just gonna take out Sodium if I can. I don't even think I need Sodium. Maybe I need Sodium for the server, but I don't think so. It literally crashes the game. I'll figure it out after stream. Maybe I'll maybe sit AFK tonight near my base, or I'll just leave it running, and while I'm on tomorrow, I'll be near-ish to my base, so it should run by itself. Good. Regardless, I need to reboot up the game real fast, if it lets me, to get the outro, the thumbnail for, not the outro, the thumbnail for the actual, VOD channel VOD, and me finishing the design. Get a quick little snippet for that. Did I close the launcher? I thought I clicked play. Did I click play? Hello? Minecraft? Hello? Hello? I'll just take a screenshot later. We're not gonna get the thumbnail now. I'm ending stream. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll just go. I'm gonna get thumbnail stuff later anyways. I'm just gonna go get an F2 thumbnail, to be honest with you, instead of rebooting Minecraft right now. So you can take out Sodium to launch it. I don't know. I'm more worried about getting that thumbnail now instead of anything else. Regardless, I'm gonna go make that thumbnail because I need to make it like right now. So tomorrow when it goes up in 55 minutes in a day from now, I can actually have it all done. Which the last thing I need to do is thumbnail, get that done, get the 3 for the test and compare, and then I am good. I am good, and the video's up, and I'm happy about it. And then I need to get the promo done for the day after that, and then I need to start getting the shorts of it done. I also need to record some for Sunday still, which I didn't do yet, so I'll record that tomorrow morning. Regardless, I'm ending stream, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you then. See you tomorrow. See you stream. See you tomorrow. I think for the ad break actually, and now I think about it, so now it won't end the stream. They'll just do like the little face of the streaming broken. So I just like sit here and yammer for like at least another like 10 seconds. It's a really good thing I'm good at yammering though. I go quite effectively, if I dare say so myself. Regardless, the ad should be over, so I should be able to end stream like right now even.